I woke up with a fresh welt on my shoulder and no story to match it. The bathroom mirror confirmed. Skin closed, core still raw, absolutely real. I blamed clumsiness, smeared ointment, and tried to move on with breakfast. That night I ran through a burning warehouse, heat licking my lungs. A flaming beam struck my left shoulder. I felt meat sear before waking. Morning, the scar mirrored the dream's wound. Exactly, same place, same burn. Coincidence, you murmured, sipping bitter coffee. I still recalled the rusted plaque, Ferreira storage, since 1932. Second night, murky river, ropes on my legs, lungs begging for air. Before darkness, a crying woman mouthed, "See you next time." I awoke choking, ankle bruises shaped exactly like rope coils. I swore off sleep, pacing halls on a caffeine marathon. Dawn betrayed me. I drifted off and returned as a bleeding woman in an alley. I screamed, "He knows we reincarnate," before metal scraped behind me. Awake, a sealed cut traced my abdomen where the alley blade had kissed. I sat on cold tiles whispering, "Whose memories are you wearing, body?" An old coverless notebook became my lifeline. Scars, dates, deaths, meticulously logged. Soon it was clear. Every night a life, every life a violent end. Across eras one shadow lingered, watching us die over and over. Eighth recall, blistering sun, machetes swinging. A gunshot ended that skin. I jolted up. A dark round scar throbbed where the dream bullet entered. Doctors spoke of stress, dissociation, self-harm. None dared call it memory. I left the clinic heavier, terror blooming, where certainty used to sit. Then I dreamed killing. Next day, a coworker bore the identical scratch. The dreams were leaking, rewiring present flesh beyond my own. I googled the warehouse. 1977 fire. 2 dead, 1 hero, named Raphael. Every detail matched the nightmare like a fingerprint pressed in ash. 1948 river death. Tied ankles. Same inscription, same cursed name.
1989 newspaper. Woman stabbed after claiming she remembered all reincarnations.
Evidence piled high. Denial collapsed like wet paper. Walls filled with strings, photos, dates, my private cartography of murder. In every clipping a background face appeared. Different uniforms, identical stare. That night he stepped forward, whispering, "You remembered too early." I bolted up, a blistered X scorched between my shoulder blades. A yellowed note arrived. "They never remember. You broke the chain. He's coming." Eyes burning. I tried caffeine, music, anything to outlast the night. Sleep stole me like undertow. I entered a dream inside my actual bedroom. I hovered beside my sleeping self, heart drumming in borrowed silence. 6 uneven taps rattled the glass. I already knew the rhythm. Outside stood the watcher. This time he smiled directly at my drifting soul. Space folded, dragged me through black syrup into a deaf corridor. Back in bed, eyes sealed, limbs stone, pure waking burial. My mouth spoke without me. "I am the last version. I will remember." His palm pressed my chest, icy steady, commanding either forgetfulness or overload. Inside my skull, every past scream replayed like a broken choir. I burst awake, throat raw, room darker than should be possible. On the dining table, a knife-cut X matched my back. Glistening in moonlight, an envelope bore my handwriting. Raphael, last ver. version. Punto comida. Inside, you're not recalling the past, just the road back to death. Morning arrived mute. No cars, birds, neighbors, like the world holding breath. My reflection blinked a microsecond late, eyes not quite mine anymore. Another envelope held photos of me sleeping, angles I could never take. In one shot, window glass showed the watcher wearing my own face. I opened my diary, empty pages, all memories erased except the last. Final line read, "You're only the current steward. The cycle must continue." Where my name once sat, a new one glowed. Memory guardian. On the shelf, another envelope, different name, still sealed. Air thickened. I realized the hunt might now use my lungs. I sat, pen shaking, and started writing the letter for whoever's next. Sentence 1. If you're reading, a new scar bloomed and the chase restarted. Oddly, I smiled, relief and surrender to an ancient relay race. The bulbs dimmed further, as though someone else preferred the gloom. Maybe my role now is to warn, not to run. Ink scratched paper, each word felt older than the hand that wrote. Soft footsteps upstairs, yet I live alone. A silhouette moved my map tins, aligning them into an infinity symbol. The front door opened by itself, inhaling the night air. I sensed the watcher wasn't entering, he wanted me to follow out. Outside, the street was empty, asphalt shining like wet stone. From nowhere, a whisper. Raphael, layered with 1,000 accents. Only one lamp flickered, painting my shadow into 3. The extra shadows moved first, turning toward me with knowing posture. Behind me, the house lights died. Pins fell, strings sagged. I inhaled, sensing another set of lungs expanding inside mine. My feet and the watchers stamped down together, single thunder on asphalt. Our shadows merged, skin prickled as if zipping 2 bodies closed. "Watcher or witness," he murmured, "choose quickly." I heard my voice reply, "Writer," though I hadn't opened my mouth. A new notebook materialized, pages already filled with tomorrow's scars. He handed it over, weightless yet heavier than every life combined. When I blinked, the street emptied, only notebook and scars remained. Behind me, doors locked themselves with a final mechanical sigh. Each pulse pushed ink across paper, story birthing from blood rhythm. I wrote, "Don't drown this time. Learn to breathe fire instead." The street lamp died. Darkness folded around the ink like closing eyelids. Inside, the wall clock spun backwards, stopping at my birth minute. Someone knocked 6 times at an apartment 2 floors above. Pattern repeats. I closed the notebook knowing the story continues, just not here.